They got a dog there. To try and chase the members behind those head dogs, right around, cracked me up, chasing the sheep. Oh, it's miserable up here.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought you were in Circle City, Rapid City. Really?
During the season. Larsen, good sir.
We didn't play very well. Actually, probably better. Shattered. Played an egg. Played really poorly.
Yeah. I thought I chased.
We more to find out.
How you doing? You guys have really added a lot. Thank you. I'm sorry.
We corrected it. Corrected it today.
Yes. Such an incredible passion to make music. Thank you for that.
That was fun. Just a big crowd.
Yes. All hours.
Good. That was a lot of fun. Okay.
Oh, yes.
I went down to
Wow.
Yeah, he's struggling.
Brad, we ready today? How we doing, folks? Oh, come on now. We gotta do this twice almost every time. Let's try this again. How we doing today? There we go. I like it. I like it. What's going on in Hardrocker Athletics? Well, in the athletic director's office, I've been spending a lot of time putting my budget together. If any of you happen to come across the president, put a good word in his ear, if he happens to be around anywhere. I make my presentation on Friday, so hopefully all things will be good there. We had Hall of Fame committee met last week, and we've selected our inductees, and I'm in the process of reaching out to them and having them get back to us so we can assure that they're going to show up. That weekend is September 28th. This fall, we're going to be playing Dixie State for a 6 p.m. game. Hoops at home this weekend, UCCS on Friday. We've got our Play for K, so please wear your pink on Friday if you've got some. It's also going to be Grubby's birthday. I encourage you, if you don't have pink, to wear something Hardrocker athletic apparel with Grubby on it. So we'll have cake and ice cream for that. And then on Saturday, Colorado Mines is coming to town, and it'll be senior day, senior weekend. So track and field, headed to the RMAC Championships in Alamosa. And just a reminder of the Mines Masters Golf Tournament on April 7th down in Scottsdale. If you don't have anything to do, you want to get out of this stuff out here, because it'll probably still be here, head on down to Scottsdale and play some golf at Legend Trail. You can sign up for that on the Hardrock Club website. The following weekend, we have Alumni Weekend, April 12th. That's a Friday. We'll have golf out at Red Rock. We'll have our football showcase in the afternoon and an alumni social at Thirsties that Friday evening. On Saturday, we'll have the Bauer home track meet, the Invitational, that Saturday. And then the last weekend of April, I believe it's 26, 27, 28, we'll have the Rocky Mountain Athletic Conference Outdoor Championships here on campus. So I encourage you all to attend that. That's going to be a really neat event. We'll have at least 15 members of the RMAC well, we'll have all 16, what am I talking about? So we've got a real special, a very, very special guest speaking last today. So I'm not putting any pressure on anyone in the room who likes to talk a little bit longer than they should or could maybe, to make sure we get to our special guest, because I think everybody's going to want to ask a couple questions and talk to this young man about the fantastic job that they do during our athletic home events. So we're going to start off. The lineup today is going to be esports, track and field, men's basketball, women's basketball, and our special guests. So let's get the ball rolling, Wyatt.
All right, so how's everyone doing?
Good.
Good. Awesome. And we had a 2-0 win over Concordia University, Wisconsin over the weekend, which really helped get the wind back in our sails after a couple rough weeks of games. So I'm just going to talk about that match a little bit. During our scouting report, we recognize the bottom lane of their team, and I'll go into detail there, but we recognize their bottom lane is kind of a weakness for them. So in these highlights that I'll show, we really try to emphasize that is a point for us to gain advantages. And through that, we have Lawrence Hartnett and Avery Schroer, who are in those positions in the bottom lane on our team. Basically, Lawrence Hartnett is in a position called attack damage carry, and we rely on him to be a reliable source of consistent damage throughout the source of the game. Avery Schroer is more of a support player. Basically, we rely on him to just protect Lawrence and make sure Lawrence stays alive for the whole game. So yeah, they were a huge factor in our win over the weekend, and we can roll to highlights, and I can talk you guys through this. So we'll start off with our jungler Alex Matthias coming in for a gank on the bot lane. We're in the blue health bars there, so Yasuo, they're trying to do what he can to get away, but Alex Matthias picks up the first kill of this game, and that really got our bot lane going. Here we see Avery Schroer go in, get a nice CC on the Yasuo. Now all of a sudden, Lawrence finds himself in a sticky situation, but manages to pull out the kill there, just barely retreats the turret. And you can see Avery doing a good job at keeping Lawrence safe. So once again, here in the bot lane, Lawrence gets a good stun against the wall. Alex Matthias comes in once again, and we pick up another pretty easy kill here. So now we're up 4 kills to 0 in this game, and that game's pretty much over. Now into the second match. This was just a really good teamwork play. So Sam Nesbitt goes in there, Yuki Lewis comes up from the mid lane, and they just work together to shut this guy down. So that was just a good show of teamwork there. Now back to the bottom lane, Lawrence and Avery find themselves kind of getting engaged on under the turret, but Sam Nesbitt comes in with a great ultimate onto both of Falcon Esports' bot lane. We get 2 kills there. And I think this is the last clip. Basically, they use a lot of resources to try to kill us under our tower. Alex Matthias picks up a pretty easy double kill there. And Avery Schroer, I think, does clean up that one as well. So yeah, that's pretty much what I have for you guys. Lawrence and Avery were huge in our wins over the weekend. This coming weekend, we will play against St. Norbert College. They're located in Wisconsin, and that'll be Saturday at 2 p.m. And you can tune into our live stream at twitch.tv/SDMines_esports, or we'll actually be in the electrical engineering and physics building showing that match. So, any questions? All right, thank you.
Now let's get Coach Johnson up here to talk about the past weekend and what we got to look forward to in the RMAG Championship.
Thank you. Yeah, so this past weekend we had our last chance meet up at Black Hills State, and we had quite a few people that were sitting on the bubble going into the meet, and things worked out pretty well for us. I think I told you last week we had about 16, 17 individuals that we felt like were going to be in the meet. We actually wound up with 22 when the list came out yesterday. So we did pretty well. A lot of it came from what they got done this past weekend. We had some really good performances. We saw 15 personal bests. We saw 7 event winners, and Erica finally got her automatic qualifier. She went 4:05, which is 13.3.5 in the vault. That puts her sitting just outside of the top 10 all-time in Division II. And she was taking some really good attempts at 4:12, which would have put her, or 4:15 actually, which would have put her at about 7th all-time in Division II. So really, really good day for her, and set her up really nicely going into the next weekend. These two guys that you see here had probably I'm a little bit biased because I'm the one who coaches them, but I think these two guys had the best weekend out of anybody though. They were sitting on the bubble in the mile. They were sitting on the bubble in the 3K. Only one of them had run, the shorter of the two, Jacob Huber, had run the 800 once all season. Chase hadn't run it at all. He's the one we see in front here. And I went to him at the beginning of the week and said, look, if you're going to get into the meet in an individual event, you're going to have to run 157 before the conversion. Okay. Now, Jacob's best 800 this season converted to 157. So that means he had to run at least 3 seconds faster. His outdoor PR is 159. Chase's outdoor PR is 157.1. So they came out and, or excuse me, they had to run under 158. So they came out and the heat broke out exactly the way we wanted. We had 3 guys from BHN who we knew could match up well with. And Chase ran a 157.3. Put him as the 18th qualifier into the on the performance list. And they take the top 18 guaranteed. So good news there. Jacob beat him out running 156.9, which is the second fastest indoor time we've ever had, not run by Andy Ferris. So really, really good day for them. 3-second improvement by Jacob was huge. And for Chase to come in after not running the 800 at all season, it's just an absolutely phenomenal performance. And then we got to see some other really good marks. Jeremy Gonzalez came in with one of his fastest times, or with his fastest 60 in the season. Kevin Patak all of a sudden got himself into the 200 meters in addition to the 4. He ran a 22.98, and so that put him right in the 800. He was, or excuse me, in the 200. And then this guy here had his best indoor shot ever, 14.04. So it's about a 47-foot heave for him. This is Wes Seedrath. He's a senior for us. And so we saw some really, really good performances, and then got some nice surprises on the performance list when that was released yesterday. We saw that several of our kids that were on the bubble. Adeline Stratmeyer came out. She ran a 5:15 a week after she ran a 5:13 down in Brookings. Her 5:13 actually converted to a 5:08, so it actually converted quite a bit faster, and that put her as the 13th best mark on the performance list for the RMAC. We've got in the men's 60, we've got Jeremy Gonzalez, Annalie Janice is in the women's 60. Men's 200, we've got Jonathan Murray sitting 10th, Kevin Patak sitting 18th. In 400, those two guys are sitting 1st and 6th. And Andy Ferris is sitting number 6 in the 800, but if all goes well, he should run quite a bit better than that. And then we got Chase and Jacob in there as well. There were a few more guys that peeled away from the 8th than we had expected. So Chase, I think, is actually sitting like 15th or 16th instead of 18th there, and Jacob's sitting around 12th or 13th there. So, and then we didn't get anybody into the mile or the 3K on either side, unfortunately. Didn't really expect to after the last performance list came out, and the RMAC had 18 provisional qualifiers in the 5K and 17 in the 3K. So we knew that was probably not going to work for us at that point, but we were close. Just 5 seconds away in the men's 3K, 3 seconds away in the women's 3K. So some really, really close performances. Outdoors, we get a few more people into the meet, so that should work out for us there. Then in the long jump, we've got Darren Nissen. Triple jump, we've got Carter Koseski. And then high jump, Carter's comes back for the high jump, and Connor Christensen also in the high jump. And then on the throw side of things, we have 3 throwers in. On the guys' side, we've got Cody Allen, who's sitting in the top 5 in the shot. is in both the shot and the weight, and Wes, who you saw there, who had the shot put PR, is sitting in the top. I think he's 6th in the weight throw, and then he also qualified in the shot, as well as the freshman Eric Coleman. And then, of course, I can't forget our vaulters. We've got 3 in on the men's side. We knew that was going to be close, and Cole Smith came out and PR'd by almost a full lift, so about 6 inches. In the pole vault, he jumped 14.7, and Casey improved his indoor best to 15 foot on Saturday. Those guys are sitting 10th and 17th, and then Jared Wilson managed to just squeak in. I think he got the break. He got the multi-break, I think, as a few multis moved out. He managed to squeak in the vaulted and got that last spot. So we have a pretty good squad going. I forgot the women's 800. We have Erica Westerman and Kayla Gagan. Kayla surprised us. We didn't think she was going to get in there. She was sitting 24th on the performance list, and to move up to the top 18. She actually moved up all the way to 16th on there. So a lot of people were afraid of the women's 8 at that point. It means they weren't really planning to go that way. So real big surprise there. But meet starts on Friday afternoon for us. Well, women's vault, I should say, is Friday morning, and then the rest of the meet is Friday afternoon. I believe they're live streaming that, Brad. So we'll have a link to that somewhere, and then picks up finishes off that night with the distance medley relay. Should be a very, very good race. We've got every school's represented in it, and both of our teams right now are sitting in scoring position. So the question is, can we hold on to it? They'll break it up into 2 heats, so they'll run the top 6 teams in one heat, and then everybody else is in the other heat. So should be a pretty good one. That is by far that and the 4x4 are by far the 2 most raucous events you will ever see at a track meet. Is the DMR at the RMAC and the 4x4 anywhere you go in the country. It is an absolutely phenomenal environment. You won't be able to hear yourself think. So it's a pretty fun one. And then Saturday morning we pick up bright and early. I think they start at like 9 o'clock on Friday morning again as well, and they plan to have us out of there by 4:30. So it's gonna go quick. There's gonna be some really good times. We've got pretty much every event in this competition has at least 4 or 5 national qualifiers in it. So it's going to be a really, really good competition this weekend. Questions? All right, thank you.
Thanks, Steve. Good luck. Okay, let's hear what's happening in men's hoops. Coach Clint.
Good afternoon. Thanks for coming out. A little bit of a rough weekend for us. We've been playing pretty darn well, and really offensively have been really scorching the nets and shooting the ball extremely well. And we actually went into the shatter game in the first half and shot it really well again. It was the 5th half in a row where we had shot basically 60% in the half. And then something that clock must have struck midnight at halftime. It felt like Cinderella coming out because the glass slipper didn't fit anymore, and we ended up not really shooting the ball extremely well in the second half. So it was a little disheartening, obviously going in with a 12-point lead, and then coming back out and then losing that lead in the second half. We kept hanging in there. We still had chances to go, but we just could not knock down open shots. And they did knock down some. They shot a little bit better in the second half as well, to give them credit for that. So it was a tough outing there. And then you go down to Denver with Metro, who has been playing very well as of late. Actually hung right in there with Colorado Mines at Mines the weekend before. Obviously, if you saw them here with our game when we were able to knock down the 3 in overtime to beat them, they're a very athletic team and really pose a lot of threat as far as off the dribble and guarding the basketball. And overall, we were pretty pleased with how we did that. We did defend them pretty well, but I think they stretched us out a little bit more, maybe got a little bit deeper than they have in the past, or they did in the past game against us. Here, they shot 7 for 20 from the 3-point line. The second time around, they shot 12 for 19. which ended up really being the difference in the game. And so for them to be able to shoot like that was not characteristic of them by any means. Some of them were awfully deep, and so sometimes we do face that. Sometimes it seems like teams get a little hotter on us sometimes like that. But that hasn't happened in a while to us. So to see that, you know, it was kind of hard, and we just had a tough time scoring again to start the first half against them. And it seems like we were stuck on 7, you know, for about 10 minutes. And that's where they really started to build a lead on us. But to our guys' credit, we battled back. We actually got it down to 7, and then eventually went in at half. I think we were down 14 at half. And really just offensively could not give a whole lot going. And so we felt pretty fortunate to still be in the game up to that point. And it came out in the second half, challenging the guys. We just thought maybe our energy levels were a little low, and I thought we came out in the second half. We really played hard, but we still just, offensively, it was just a grind for us, and had a tough time. Some of our guys probably had some of their worst games they've had since we've come back from Christmas break, and it all seems like they're all together on one weekend. And so when that happens, you know, you just kind of grind it out the best you can, and it just wasn't to be our weekend. So for us, we've just kind of regrouped this week, and great to have a chance to regroup and be at home for two home games, because obviously we've been pretty good at home over the course of this second semester, and so we're looking forward to be able to host 3 of our last final 3 games here are 3 of the top 4 teams in the league. So it's going to be a heck of a challenge for us, and but that's kind of the way you want it. You know, we're supposed to be playing our best basketball this time of year, which up until this past weekend we really were. So you know, I think we just need to get our mindset back around. I think our confidence got shook a little bit this weekend, and so we've talked a lot about that, trying to get our mindset right again, and not letting so many little things that maybe we don't control affect us so much, and really focus back again on controlling the things that we can control, and try to gain that confidence back again this weekend against 2 quality opponents. And those opponents being UCCS, University of Colorado, Colorado Springs, really a good team. You know, at their place was a barn burner, went right down the last shot. We missed a shot at the buzzer to beat them. They made 1 free throw. It was tied at 70, and they got a foul, made 1 or 2. And we had Mitch Suker just miss a 3 at the buzzer off the rim. And so it's going to be, I think, a really good contest. I think we match up really well with them, even though they got some spots where they're probably a little bit more athletic than we are. But we definitely have some guys inside that give them some problems as well. So it's going to be maybe a little bit of clashing of 2 styles. They like to really push it and attack off the dribble. We like to kind of ground it and pound it inside and get physical with them. And so we're going to hopefully be able to keep them under control in the transition area and force them into more of a half-court game, and be able to play more of our style of basketball. And hopefully knock down a few more shots this time, and maybe that glass slipper will fit us again this weekend. So I think the next night then is obviously a challenge. Nobody's had any success yet against Colorado School of Mines. They're an awfully good team, and honestly, we kind of look like each other right now. We're kind of maybe a little bit younger than them. They got some young guys too, but they do have a little bit more experience inside than we do. And so I guess you maybe see we kind of look like the little brother to them right now, because we do play similar styles. And they just right now efficiently though are just super efficient. I would taken us efficiency-wise over the last couple of weeks, the way we've been playing, to match their efficiency. But the thing is, they just haven't had the letdowns that we did like this weekend. They seem to always have a guy step up. When one guy's down, another guy steps up real good for them. And so to be able to combat that, you know, we're going to have to play a really clean, air-free game. And we will have to shoot the ball well, because I can guarantee you, even though we're going to try to defend our butts off against them, they're going to be able to knock down some shots. They just do that, and they do it to everybody. They're the only team that seems to really have any success on the road. It's been a tough conference for anybody that goes on the road this year, and they're the lone team that, honestly, being obviously, I think we're now 17-0, okay, or 19-0. I guess it'd be 19-0 now. That obviously has been able to win a lot of games on the road, and so learn a lot of lessons from watching them, honestly. But the thing is that we can really get a good kick out of it going into a BH game next week if we can come off with an upset over that one as well. So really looking forward to it, though. I mean, our guys, they're disappointed. They felt like, you know, we really let one slip away, obviously, Friday night, and really was disappointed that we didn't play better and bounce back, because usually we have bounced back on the road and played a lot better that second night. And so this was really uncharacteristic for us. And so it was some new waters for us to try to get through mentally and look at ourselves in the mirror and say, hey, what do we really need to accomplish here? What can we control to make sure this gets back on track again? So, but their spirits are good. We had a good practice yesterday. Our shooting practice today was very spirited. Whenever you, again, like I say, this time of year you got guys after practice that want to stick around and continue to keep practicing on their own. That's a great sign. And so we still have that, and a lot of bounce in the step, and I think that we'll be ready to roll come Friday night. So, any questions? Oh, I'm sorry. Thanks, Brad, for the cue. We do have highlights, and believe it or not, he did find some highlights from the second half of the Shattering game. Okay, a lot of these are from the first half, and right off the bat, you know, we did a good job of moving the ball. Obviously, Mitch Zucker is really starting to find his way. Had another decent game here against Shattering. And like as you see, they got up to a great start, up 9-1 on them. Here's just a little kickback. They helped a little bit on Damani here on a handoff and kicked it back to Mitch again for another 3. Jack Fiddler had a really good game for us. He had 17 points. I think that's a season high for him. Might be a career high for him. And really stepped in and knocked down some shots early. Probably didn't call his number enough in the second half, and that's on me. Should have got him a few more shots in the second half because he really knocked down those shots at that time. Here's Logan again finding open Jake Anastasi off a double team and getting an M1 on it. And then we've had to play Troy Brady a little bit at the point since we've lost Alec, and he's done a nice job with that and good job using the ball screen and being able to pull up and hit the jumper there. And here's a good play by Jack getting the steal and going to the rim, and we actually missed the layup, missed the putback. I think we missed another putback, and then finally get it in there. Okay. And these are obviously in the second half here, and we actually had some really good looks at times. And then other times it was just a nice deliberate move by, you know, a couple of months ago, that would have been a lot quicker move and probably not shot it as well and strong. And so Mitch is really starting to come into his own there. Here's a nice little play again. We call for Jack late in the game. He knocks down a 3 to get us within, was it 4 there at that time? We actually do get it to 2 right here, I believe it is, where Jake gets to the basket here and gets to finish, and we get it to 2, but they're able to knock down their free throws from here on out and seal the win on their home floor. So with that said, Racine, any questions? Yes, Coach Tinker.
Yeah, Coach, I was kind of wondering, like, this happens stuff. You start scuffling at some point in the game, you know. When that's going on, are you thinking more about individual players that you're trying to get going, or are you thinking more about like some pattern offense? Or does that question make sense? Are you thinking more about the system, or more about, hey, we got to make sure, you know, Mitch gets these certain looks?
It's a little bit of both. You know, to Shatter's credit, their second half, they really worked hard to take away Mitch from us. He was the hot hand for us other than Jack. And Jack, I think they kind of figured was, he hasn't done that a whole lot this season. And so they were going to probably take their chances with him. But with Mitch, they knew that last time he had 32 on him. And so he obviously got off to a good start in the second half. And so they basically just dedicated a guy to just all out deny him the ball. We were still obviously be able to get him some touches and things like that. We actually brought him off some other screens and used him off a ball screen. And so we tried to get a little creative getting that, but at the same time, you know, just try to create some ball movement and some tempo as well. Usually the more the ball moves, the better chance you got scoring. We obviously have other guys that are capable of scoring. And we've had full confidence in them. We've shot the ball extremely well this second half of the semester. So there was no reason for us not to think, hey, if they want to try to take Mitch away that hard, there's going to be some other people that are going to get some open shots. And unfortunately, they just didn't fall for us. You know, Troy Brady just had one of his, you know, poorest nights of the year, and it was just a bad timing for that to happen. And so we did, though, as the game went on and it started to get more crunch up, we tried to go to Mitch even more and more because, like we said, he was kind of the hot hand. So yeah, there's a little bit of both of that as the game goes on. No other questions? All right, great. Look forward to seeing you out on Friday night and honoring our seniors on Saturday night. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Eric. Now let's bring Coach Larsen up to talk about women's hoops.
showing up. Thanks Wyatt, Steve, and Eric for being quick, doing their part. Good job listening to Joel. I'm not the best at doing that when it comes to speaking up here and being quick. I got some good things to talk about, so I won't be just rambling today. But a good weekend for us. Anytime you go on the road and get a split, obviously that's, objective A. You want to get 2, obviously, and we certainly had a chance to get 2 again this weekend. But Metro was very, very good. We're back down to 7 players. We had the luxury of 8 for a few games, which was great to have. But we're back down to 7 for the foreseeable future, as far as we know. And I tell you what, this injury bug is real. It's unlike anything I've ever come across. It's so real that it kind of sprinkled into our coaching staff this weekend, and for HIPAA privacy policies and sports line betting. I won't name names or anything like that. Who went down, who got injured, but a member of our coaching staff woke up Saturday and we had to hold them out of film, hold them out of shoot around and pregame and stuff like that, and make sure that they got better back at the hotel. Freak injury. They're better now, though, we think. We're hoping so. So yeah, we were down to 2 coaches most of the day. They did tough it out during the game, so credit to them for playing through injury. But this injury thing is real. I'm calling all kinds of friends. I'm like, did I do something wrong to you at some point in my life? And you're hexing me right now, whatever it is. But nothing there as far as I know yet. But we are battling. We are battling, and anytime you go on the road and compete really, really well for 2 games with 7 players, I tell you what, that's a tribute to our young ladies. And we got some tough individuals, really tough individuals. I kind of want to go back and look at the minutes that Sammy Stefik and Taylor Molstead have played in the past month and a half. But I'm not going to, just out of fear of that they may come back and sue me later in life for playing that many minutes. But it's just remarkable the way they're playing, and they're getting better as the minutes that they log, and just they're relishing it though. All right, competitors and just competitors. They want to be on the floor. They want to play, and they don't want to be taken off the floor right now. So I'm not going to. And they're doing a tremendous job and just really leading our team in playing good basketball right now. Friday night at Shattern, I thought we really controlled the game from the tip. We did. That was a scary game. A couple of weeks ago when Shattern came to our place, I talked about just how dangerous of a team that they are, especially in their gym, how close the games are and how well they play down there. We had a 10-point lead at halftime, and we stretched it, and we continue to stretch it. We were up 20, and Shattern continued to fight back, but the game was in hand already, and we just had a tremendous game. We really defended well. We started out man. We wanted to play man defense against them for a number of reasons, and we were guarding them man-to-man really, really well. We were taking them out of their actions, and Anna Haugen picked up 2 quick fouls. So we had to sub Ann out, and probably 2 minutes later, Taylor Molstead picked up her 3rd foul, and so we were in foul trouble right away in the first quarter. And Taylor's 3rd foul, if you can physically walk out in the court and bring someone off, I would have done it, but that's against the rules. I can't do that. But she's just being aggressive, just doing what Taylor does. But as I told her, she came off the floor, we can't afford you to pick up fouls, right? Defend without fouling. She was obviously very disappointed in herself, but when 2 of our better players had 3 and 2 fouls, I was really concerned. But credit to the rest of the ladies for just really stepping up and playing a tremendous basketball game. We were as good offensively Friday and Saturday night than we have been all year. It's really starting to click for us. We made passes that I've been talking about all year that we haven't made. We made plays that we haven't made all year, and it's starting to show in the percentage that we're shooting and the points that we're putting on the scoreboard right now. We really limited them on the offensive glass, which hurt us here. We rebounded extremely well, extremely physical and tough. We ran down rebounds, and we cut our turnovers down. That's Another good example of running really good offense was our lack of turnovers this weekend. So that was a very bright side for us right now. And we took advantage. One thing I was really proud of our young ladies, we're having to play Anna out of position a little bit right now. Her true position is that kind of that power forward or point forward, kind of how we use her. We put her on the perimeter quite a bit this weekend with our lack of guard depth. And our young ladies found Anna quite a bit on just mismatched basketball. And it was a huge advantage for us. And again, credit to our young ladies for finding Anna in the right spots, passing her open, getting her the ball where she wants it, where she was able to score. So a really good performance by our ladies that night. It was a fun game to be a part of and a fun game to coach. Sammy Stefik had a tremendous performance. I don't remember what she was from the arc that night. For the weekend, she shot 83% from the arc. That's a good free throw percentage. That's a really good free throw percentage, but 83% in 2 games from the weekend, that's incredible. I'm sure I know I haven't had anybody do that before. We kept getting her the ball, and that was fun. When you could run sets for someone who's on fire like that to get them the ball, that was a lot of fun. So great win for us down in Chadron. A lot of great individual performances. Everybody played well. Everybody did their part and chipped in from rebounding to defending to scoring, passing. It was a really good performance. Saturday night, afternoon I should say, at Metro, we played really well, really well. Metro was just better, okay, and they beat us. And really nothing that I can say that, we did bad. There was one thing that kind of did us in was our third quarter where we shot 30% overall for that quarter. We were 3 of 10 that quarter, but Metro shot 31%. So that was our window right there where we came out and got a number of stops, and we just, we missed some shots, but yet we weren't as crisp as we were for 4 quarters at Chadron in the first half against Metro, where it was a tremendous game to watch. For those of you that were able to see it, it really was just a battle of 2 really good teams going at it. The first quarter, we shot mid 50% from the field. They shot 61%, and it wasn't, again, we were a little late on defending them, a little late by, we were there contesting their shots. It wasn't a perfect closeout to be able to contest, probably a half step late. We were there with probably one hand up where they saw the rim, but we still contested it and they made a shot. The second quarter, it was very, very similar where they shot mid 50%, we were high 40%. And in that third quarter, we were down 6 points at halftime, and we were telling the ladies, hey, we're just a half step slow defensively, just a half step slow. It's a 2-possession game. Let's anticipate, move on airtime a little bit better defensively, get those rebounds, and let's get going the other way. Where that was our window. It was a 2-possession game to get back in that thing and and really take the lead or continue to stay with them. But the ball just didn't go in. And, it's not slight, bad offensive possessions that time for us in the third quarter. Then the fourth quarter is very similar to the first 2, where both teams just made a lot of baskets, made a lot of good plays. We still shot mid 40%. I think it was 46% for the fourth quarter. And we missed a lot of baskets right around the rim, too. A lot of looks where we had layups and the ball just wouldn't go in. So we could have really shot, probably realistically 70% or better. A few more of those shots would have been in. Great performance. It was a tremendous game by both teams. Jalen Smith, you guys saw Metro play here the first time. She will get my vote for Player of the Year in our conference. She had a game of 12 points, 12 assists, and 8 rebounds, just above a triple-double. And she was fantastic that night. And then 2 of the other seniors who were really good players for them, shot the ball extremely well. Emily Hardigan and their off guard, Jody Whitwer, shot the crap out of from the arc. She was unbelievable that night. We were there, and she was just feeling it. So a really good performance by Metro. Yeah, again, nothing that we necessarily did wrong other than not scoring it real well in the third quarter. They just flat out beat us. But it was a really good performance. And I tell you what, it's been a lot of fun coaching this team. Situation we're in, and we continue to get better. Again, all credit to our young ladies for the way, just their mentality about it. You know, they have embraced the situation that they're in, and they're thriving under it right now. And it's been a lot of fun to coach them right now. We would like to beat a couple of really good teams coming up here down the stretch. There's no doubt about it, and we certainly can. With the level that we're playing at right now, we are playing at a really good level on both ends of the court, offensively and defensively. I like us a lot. I don't care who we play right now. Whoever we play is going to get a really good team and a really good challenge for us if we can continue to execute the way we are right now. And we've scored in all facets. We've scored playing fast. All right, we've executed sets. Our motion offense is as good as it's been all year, and that's fun. That is a lot of fun. So we are just really clicking on all cylinders right now. And good individual performances from a lot of pieces right now. Brad, you got some highlights from Friday's game? Here we get going. You'll see this again here, but this is Sammy's first three of the game right here. When she makes this dagger, I'm like, yep, we got to keep getting her the ball. That was a tremendous gutsy shot right there. Here's Anna Kombalia coming off a ball screen, which she is really dangerous in. A really good take to the rim right there. Anna played a fantastic weekend again. She continues to get better, which is a lot of fun. Here's a nice little reversal of Sammy. Way too much space right there. When she's feeling it, you better put a lot of pressure on her, or that thing's going in. Really good shot there. Here's a set that we execute really nicely out of just the first play of the second half. We get Melissa Johnstone touch right where she wants it. Melissa's continuing to get better and better and better as well. Here's a set that we run a little late. Anna bails us out with a deep three. Kind of a sticky situation that Wyatt said earlier, but she bailed us out. Here's a play you may never see again. That's incredible. About at this point right now, you kind of see my head peeking here, but I'm stomping on it, blowing at it. Come on, ball, move. But as you can see, that thing ain't going anywhere. It's stuck. That is so. Molly's our best athlete, and to be able to do that, you have to be real athletic. She's got tremendous touch. Here's a play that I continue to talk about. That's a pass that we just haven't been able to find all year. Molly throws just an absolute seed. A beautiful pass to Anna. Easy basket. Here's Molly again showing her athleticism, going by a defender, scoring an easy basket. Big time play there. And here we wind it down, and I get really excited because that's a great road win for the Hardrockers, for sure. Really, really happy. We got two good opponents coming in this weekend. UCCS, first time around. That was our first weekend where we were shorthanded. We had 7 bodies, really 6 of them healthy. We played them well down in the Springs. We did. But fatigue was definitely a factor that game. You know, they switched up their zone offense against us a little bit. They got us in, you know, they found some things that worked out well for them. So hopefully this time we can remedy that and take them out of their actions that they scored again against their zone. You'll see a lot of defenses from us this weekend. We'll mix it up, man and zone. We're playing a really good defense right now, and I got a lot of confidence in our kids that we can do multiple things defensively, which is great. You know, we'll have to continue to take care of the basketball and rebound, which we've improved on over the last couple of weeks, which is great. So excited about that game. Friday's a very special night for me. Breast Cancer Awareness Night. As I've said, every year that this game goes on, you know, it's a special night for me because my mother defeated breast cancer 3 different times before it ultimately took her home. So it's great to honor these women that fight that dreaded disease. So wear your pink, honor those people. And then Saturday, senior day. And we got one senior this year that I've talked about at length all year how special she is for us. Taylor Molstead. Last time you'll get to see her play in Goodell Gymnasium on Bart Feldman floor. Come honor this young lady. She has been just a tremendous ambassador for our program, the athletic department as a whole, and the way she represents our institution and our women's basketball program. So just don't bring yourself. bring your neighbor, bring your best friend, bring your neighbor down the road that you might talk to, one time a month, something like that. Get them out to the game, and it's a really special weekend, both Friday and Saturday. And we got the pep band both nights, Joel, is that right? Friday or just Saturday?
Just Saturday.
Just Saturday, okay. We have played in every gym in the league, all right? And we do not, there's not a pep band in the RMAC like ours. They're the best damn band in the land. Coach B and I probably have a 10-minute discussion every time we see an opposing school's pep band. It's not even close. You guys like to have fun, and I love it. You guys bring the juice to Goodell Gym. Keep doing your thing. Yeah, you guys do an outstanding job. But come get loud, okay? Last time we get to see these two teams play this year. So in Goodell Gym, so come honor them. It's going to be a really, really good weekend. And we're playing good basketball too, which makes it even better. Any questions for me? Got it covered again. Thank you guys. Appreciate all you do.
Coach. Hey, our special guest today, and I'm going to probably butcher your last name. I apologize for this. Come on up here, Stephen. Stephen Miklos. Miklos. Stephen happens to be our student leader of the aforementioned Hardrocker Pep Band. And we've talked about it several times about the atmosphere they bring to the table. And this guy's the leader. He's the one that stands up there and screams SpongeBob SquarePants, and my daughter gets all excited and can't wait. So I thought maybe we could be really nice to him, and he could tell us what he's up to, what the group's up to, what maybe your major is, where you're from, and this group could show you how much we appreciate what you do for us. So.
So, yep, like you said, my name is Stephen Miklos. I'm a Rapid City native, actually. Went to Stevens High School, graduated in 2016, then came straight here, major in metallurgy. I'm a junior, so I've got 1 year left. I am the head of athletic bands and the current director of the Hardrocker Pep Band. We have it written into our constitution that you can't be the director when you're a senior, so that way when you don't just graduate and take all the information with you. So I will not be able to be the director next year, but I will still be the head of that sub-department of the music department. So you'll have a different director next year, but I'll still be there, I'll still be super involved. But yeah, we play at home football, volleyball, and basketball games. Last year, and in all years prior, we would normally play both the Friday and the Saturday games, but we would come in partway through the women's game and sometimes leave partway through the men's game, just so we could keep our chops safe for the next day. And so this year we are trying something different, just playing at one of the weekend games, but playing for the full length of both women's and men's games. And we feel like that's been working better, but I mean, if you think differently, then absolutely let us know. What else are we doing? We, in addition to working with the athletic department and playing at games, we also do other things for the school. We will occasionally play for the Go to Mines events, play the little half hour, 45 minutes before the event starts over in the Surbeck Center. This Thursday, we will also be playing in the music department, in the music center, during E-Week, during the kids' lunch break. They can come listen to us play some music. A couple years ago, we helped out the chemistry and metallurgy departments with their heavy metal scholarship fundraiser. So we don't just make noise in the gym. We play some real music, sometimes with actual bands and actual performances. But a little bit more on the band itself. We are composed of every major on campus with every age range, including a couple of master's students in the ME and atmospheric department. So So we are wide stretching. We don't discriminate against ABS majors or anything like that. We've got a couple of those. In the band, we have 80 active members. Obviously, not everyone can make every event, but we've got 80 members. And of those 80 members, 12 of them are unique to pep band, meaning that they're not in any other music ensemble on campus. So they're not getting any school credit for this. It's not going on their transcript. They just love doing what they do enough to keep showing up and dealing with me. So that's great. We have 12 of those. I was actually counting in the Shadron videos. It didn't look like their band was more than maybe 13, 14 people maximum. And I have the attendance logs back in my office. We have at least 20 to 25 people at every game. And our maximum that we've had show up at a game was 60 people. So that's one heck of a band. A big thank you to Joel and the athletic department. 2 years ago, they helped us buy the drumline equipment that you see at every game. That's been working out really well. We have, what is it right now? We have 13 members on the drumline, and what that allows us to do is it allows the percussionists to play, because at most indoor games, most basketball and volleyball games, there'll just be one drum set, and that really only lets one person play. And so since we're not a school that has music majors, we want to just include everyone and make everyone have the best time they can. So having all that drumline equipment really lets the percussionists express themselves. But that's really us and what we do. Are there any questions that I can answer? Because I'm sure I left a lot out. Yes, ma'am.
You can't leave the band anymore. Are you going to be playing your trumpet in the band?
I will be playing whatever the band needs me to play. I am fortunate enough to be multi-talented. I can play percussion, brass, and woodwinds. So on any given day, if there's a section that maybe some people had a test to take or something and they couldn't show up, I'll be filling it. But most of the time, it'll be on trumpet. So.
Not a question, but more of an observation. You know, the band that you direct just looks like they're having a tremendous time. When you're not there, we miss you. I'm not kidding you one bit. When you're there, the atmosphere of the game is completely different. And I think the fact that they're enjoying themselves is a direct effect of your leadership. I really do believe that. You are an awesome young man.
It means a lot to hear all the comments from people. I'll be at Walmart and someone will pull me aside and say, "Hey, you're that pep band guy, aren't you?" And so the fact that we have community recognition is great for me, for the band, and I think for the school too. So.
Now my wife doesn't go to basketball games to listen to me yell for us. And she likes the games, okay, but she loves the band. I absolutely love the band. So keep up the great work. You're unbelievable.
Thank you. Thanks so much.
Have you ever fallen off or nearly fallen off your stand?
Actually, at the last basketball game, during Pretty Fly, which is more or less our band's anthem, Pretty Fly by the Outcasts, I get really into the directing, and I took a step forward, and my foot was 3/4 off of the platform, and so like I fell, but not all the way. So I haven't fallen off yet, and let's hope we can keep it that way.
Well, that looks more like a dance move.
I know when we have a band do that chorus stuff and support for the cheerleaders.
Yeah, it's very important for the band to support all people who go to the games, and that is especially true for the cheerleaders. We play off them a lot, and they play off of us a lot. And I know that they've been getting more and more recognition over the last couple of years, including their recent NCAA inclusion. I'm not entirely sure all the technical aspects of that, but they came from humble beginnings, and so did we, and so we kind of grew up together. They grew up a little faster than us, but it's great to support them and to support all the other students who go to the games and who are student athletes.
Is there an heir apparent for your position?
Heir apparent. Mostly apparent. So she has been almost as involved with me, or as involved as I was in the pep band. She, like me, was a drum major in her high school's marching band. She was an all-state band student all 4 years. She's heavily involved in the music program here. Rebecca Johnson, or as she likes to be called, Becca Johnson. She's an ABS major. She's 1 year below me, and so she would only be the director for 1 year. It's my personal decision who I would elect, but that's the thing. At the end of the day, we're a student organization, and so we have to abide by all the same rules that other student organizations do, which is we can't turn anyone away. We have to have like elections, a constitution, and all that stuff. And so the band, come late March, we will hold elections. And I know she'll run, and I really hope that she gets the position. But regardless of who gets the position, I'll still be here for at least 1 more year, and then I might be getting a job in town, so I'll be here for a long time, working with whoever the current director is to ensure that the band's energy stays the same, and it's still great for the student athletes and the teams.
Do you remember what age you were when you got your first instrument? What was it?
All right, so my first instrument, my first real instrument, I started playing piano when I was 8 years old, and I took piano lessons until 5th grade, at which point I started playing trumpet full-time. My first instrument, and I don't remember this, but my parents had pictures. It's of a little trumpet kazoo, and little toddler Stephen walking around with a little trumpet kazoo. So music goes back for me a long way. It's my one true passion. It's what's keeping me sane while I'm taking all these engineering classes. It's my lifeblood, and so there's nothing I wouldn't do for the music program here, and there's nothing I wouldn't do for the pep band. So that's a lot. It's great. Any other questions?
You know, there's a real high correlation between engineers and music.
Oh, yep, I've read those studies, and they make full sense.
How often do you practice a week?
How often do we practice a week? We have one mandatory practice a week, and that is on Fridays at 4 p.m. And that practice is set. That time doesn't change semester to semester, and so that allows students to actually plan their schedules around pep band. The reason I say mandatory is it was written in our old constitution that in order to attend a game, you had to attend a practice that week, but it ended up being that labs would interfere with the schedules, or there'd be classes or jobs, and people still wanted to be a part of the pep band, and so what am I going to do? Say no to someone who wants to have a fun time? So it's a mandatory practice on Friday, and then our second practice week is actually set by the schedules of the students themselves. At the beginning of the semester, I send out a survey asking when is the best time for students, and then I take all that data, crunch it, and whatever time comes out that the most students are available is when we have our second practice week. This semester, that's Thursdays at 4. In previous semesters, it's been Mondays at 3, Tuesdays at 5, so it really varies semester to semester when it's best, but we practice 2 times a week most weeks, and then games. Anything else? All right, well, we will see everyone on Saturday for the senior night. That'll be my last game, actually, so I'll be having a lot of fun with that one. All
right. Does anyone have any quick questions for me? No? That's good. That's okay. Thanks once again for our lunch sponsor today, Poncheros. Thank you for all that you do to support Hardrocker Athletics. We will see you this weekend, and next Tuesday we're back in here at noon for Subway. Thank you, everybody. Great day to be a Hard Rocker.